I'd like to look at the narrative with you for a moment. This was an area that I hated doing. Before computer-generated notes, I'd have to sit with all my notes and dictate something, and I put it off forever. But now it's very, very fast. So if we've seen Harvey a bunch of times and traditionally have generated the new patient consultation, we've done our X-ray report, our exam, our treatment plan, a series of soap notes. Now we can put it all together, or let EZNotes put it together, by clicking on narrative. Again, we find our patient. There's a variety of types of narratives we can do. I'm going to come up with the final one. So it may ask, who are we sending this to? And if we have a series of attorneys that we use, we can store them in here. We might say we're sending it to Joe Attorney, and select it, and it'll have this address and all that information, so you don't have to do that. Then it's going to basically ask, how do you want the ending to be? And if the patient did fairly well, we use option number 1. If he did poorly, option number 4. So I'll pick number 1. Now, it automatically generates the note in probably less than 3 seconds, where it's going to include my information, the attorney's information, a little bit about Harvey, his chief complaints. It's going to have his information at the end. Now on here, since I mixed a couple of notes together, it's going to have his neck, but classically it's going to have a verbal analog scale for the sacroiliac joint. So it will have all that information in one spot, and it should be able to see, as we would imagine, that the pain level is going down over time. And there'll be multiple visits. I only have 2 in here now. Then it's going to have his medical history. It's going to have his initial and final exam, what was done, the palpatory findings, the X-ray findings, the treatment rendered, any impressions, etc. Now we also have an area called the final discussion. This may be an appropriate area, especially if it was a car accident, where I can go in and select Insert Custom Text. And there may be custom text that we want dealing with motor vehicle accidents, etc. Maybe there's a rear end collision, and pop the information in there. And so it'll have peer-reviewed journal references. And when I'm done with all that information, as I mentioned, this turns out to be traditionally 6 pages, I hit exit and save, and it's there. Now all the data is saved under past reports. If I go into Harvey, I can see his case history, his soap notes, his X-ray report, his exam, his exercises, the treatment plan, the narrative, in this case, with the date on it, any insurance forms, pictures, etc. So it makes it very easy. As I mentioned, I hated doing this. It's now a very easy task just by clicking on the narrative. Thank you.